Okay, so this next video is going to be about my experience with bipolar prior to being diagnosed. And I am going to be reading, so don't mind me. It started around age 14, I guess, when I started first having depressions and what I think were hypomanias, though there's no way to go back in time to be sure. In junior high, I got really depressed and started spending all of my time after school crying in my room and wishing I could find a way to make it all stop or to just disappear. And this happened for months at a time. I was depressed through most of 7th grade and freshman year of high school, and then again in my junior year of high school. And during that time, I abandoned friendships, I isolated myself, and distanced myself from my parents, the way probably all teens do, but this was a little more serious than your usual teen angst, I think. I had thoughts of suicide and cutting and all of that good stuff, and at this point, I didn't really seek out help or anything, and most of the people around me probably didn't know I was having any problems at all because I was still getting straight A's and didn't miss any class or anything like that. But deep down, I was dying, and I put all my effort into seeming fine. And this is a skill I've definitely honed over the years. Um, but on the brighter side of life, I had hypomanias, and they made me really friendly and outgoing and helped me patch up the friendships that I buggered up when I was depressed. They also helped me develop my artistic skill and allowed me to learn about 7 musical instruments in one summer, just for kicks. And during those times, I was very motivated to do things, but also kind of agitated, like I couldn't not be doing something at any given time. I always had to be busy, which was a lot of pressure and pretty hard to maintain. So my body was tired from staying up until 4 in the morning and getting up at 6:30 for school every day, but my mind wouldn't turn off and just let me sleep. But all in all, the hypomanias were a good experience. But when I got to college, my depressions got a lot worse. I had the I had the idea that I was going to get a PhD in philosophy, and I sunk my entire identity into this idea and put all my time and effort into conferences and lectures and extra stuff in the philosophy department. But I started burning myself out from doing too much. But eventually I decided not to pursue a PhD and suddenly lost my entire sense of identity. And the stress of this turned into a horrible depression where I was hardly able to get out of bed during the day. I wasn't sleeping at all at night. And I was agitated. I fought with my friends all the time. I cried all the time. I skipped most of my classes, and the classes I did go to, I sat in the back and I ran and hid as soon as class got out, just so I didn't have to meet people's eyes. Let's see. Oh, and because I didn't want to cry in public, because I cried all the time. That particular depression lasted about 10 months and prompted me to seek a therapist at my college. The therapist wasn't very helpful, but she did slap a few diagnoses on me. She said I had generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, and panic disorder. And she referred me to the school psychiatrist who prescribed me citalopram or Celexa, which did absolutely nothing for me. In fact, it kind of made me worse. It's well known that SSRIs like Celexa can cause mania and hypomania in people with bipolar, but she didn't suspect that I was bipolar at the time, so much for that. I was on the Celexa for about 8 months, and it had lots of nasty side effects. I gained 40 pounds. I had motor tics. My hands shook. Um, and I was just generally agitated. And it made my depression turn from being just tired all the time and not able to get out of bed to just being agitated and again not being able to not do things all the time. So it was kind of like maybe like a mixed episode or something like that, but it was not good. So I eventually took myself off the Celexa. I know you're not supposed to put meds on your own, but I didn't have insurance anymore, so I couldn't pay, and I didn't have a psychiatrist anymore because I was out of school for the summer. Um, and voila, I actually instantly got better when I got off this Alexa. Or maybe better isn't the right term, maybe hypomania is what really happened. Um, During that time, I was a joy to my friends and I got so much done. I painted, I drew, I played music, I wrote music. I even got a promotion at work for my performance. I got a 4.0 for the semester at college and just generally was doing great. And this lasted for a few months while I was off the meds, and it was wonderful. And I'll leave this video on a positive note and go into my ensuing manic episode in the next video. Thank you for watching.